In this class, we discuss about Linux operating system and its functionalities. So, Linux operating system, our today's topic. So, first of all, we discuss about introduction of Linux. Then we discuss about some history and Unix principle. Then we discuss about Unix architecture. Then we discuss about Linux file systems hierarchy. Then Linux basic commands, text editor, searching, and file permission in a Linux is very important. Then process management, then system information, network port number, compression and network. Lots of things are available. So first of all, what is operating system? So first our topic is what is an OS, operating system. Operating system is an interface between user and the computer hardware. The hardware of the computer cannot understand the human readable language as it works on binaries, that is zeros and ones. Also, it is very tough for humans to understand the binary language. In such case, we need an interface which can translate the human language to hardware and vice versa for effective communication. So that's why we require the operating system. And there are many types of operating system. First of all, single user operating system. This is a single tasking operating system. That is why it is called. And this single user single tasking, the full name is single user single tasking. That means in this type of OS, only one user can log into the system and can perform only one task at a time. The example is, yes, right, Microsoft disk operating system. Okay. Next, single user but multitasking. This type of operating system, only one user to log into the system, but user can perform multiple tasks at a time, browsing internet while playing songs, like etc. And the operating system example is, we all know that Windows XP, 7, 8, Windows 10, etc. Number 3 is multiple user, that is multi user and multiple tasking. This is very important. Multiple user log into the system, and also each user can perform various tasks at a time. In a broader sense, the term multiple user can log into a system and share the resources of the system at the same time. That's why Unix and Linux is coming. So this is the beauty of Unix or Linux. Okay. So this is the beauty and importance of the Linux operating system. First of all, in beginning, all hardware and operating system are developed from the AT&T laboratory, and Bill Slapkin Thompson developed Unix in 1969, so he could play games on like a TCP/DB7 with the help of Dennis Ritchie, the inventor of C programming language. And after that, lots of development and lots of flavor of the Linux are developed in the AT&T and System Phi or Barclay system distribution, BSD Unix, or a hybrid of both. And during 1980s were several of commercial implements of Unix, like Apple Computer A, AT&T System V, IBM AIX, Hewlett Packard, HP, Lynx real-time Unix operating system. There are so many operating systems are developed, and this is the history of this Linux. Student, please search in a Google. Please type history of Linux, then you should get lots of history of Linux. Okay, now we discuss about the Unix principle. So now our topic is Unix principle. It is very important, Unix principle, because Unix system have many powerful utilities designed to create and manipulate files. The Unix security model is based around the security of files. By treating everything as a file, you can secure access to hardware in the same way as you secure access to the document. And configuration data stored in the text. Storing the configuration in text allows an administrator to move configuration from one machine to another easily, provide the ability to roll back the system configuration to a particular date and time. And next one, so first of all, what is advantage? Then advantage is configuration data stored in text, and second one is ability to chain program together to perform complete task. A code design feature of Unix is that output of one program can be input for another. This gives the user the flexibility to combine many small programs together to perform a larger and more complex task. Okay, so this is the principle of Unix and advantage of Unix other than Windows and Mac operating system. Now we discuss about Linux architecture. Okay, the main concept that unites all the version of the Unix is the following four basic categories. Number one concept is kernel. So this is very important. The kernel is the heart of the operating system, and it can interact with the hardware and most of the tasks like memory management, task scheduling, and file management. Next, we discuss about concept of shell. The shell is the utility that process your request. When you type in a command at your terminal, the shell interrupts the command and calls the program that you want. The shell uses standard syntax for all commands. There are lots of shells are available, different types of shells in Linux, like a C shell, BOUR, Bourne shell, Corn shell is also known as K shell, are the most famous shells which are available with most of the Unix variants. Third option is command and utilities. There are various commands and utilities which you can make use of in your day-to-day activities, like cp this and command mv pwd. In the later time we will show in the another slide what is the value of, what is the meaning of this command. Okay, so next is number 4, files and directories. All the data of the Unix organized into files. All files are then organized into directories. These directories are further organized into tree-like structure called file system in Linux. Okay, so that's why it is very important. And next we discuss about file system hierarchy in a Unix. So next topic is known as file system all, in a Linux file system, the Linux file system can be arranged in a tree-like structure. So first, this is known as a parent directory. For all other directories, it is called the root directory, denoted by the slash symbol, and it is represented by the /C of Windows, like a C in Windows. So this is the main directory. From this directory, all other directories are created. Next is called root directory. It is home directory for root user, also known as super user. It provides working environment for root user. Root is similar to the Windows, like when Windows, you know that C, documents and settings administrator in a Windows. Okay. Next we discuss about home directory. It is a home directory for other user. It provides working environment for other user other than root, and it is similar for C documents and C settings username in a Windows. Next we discuss about boot directory. Okay, boot directory. It contains bootable file for Linux, like a kernel, and here grab. Grab means Grand Unified Bootloader, boot.ini, ntdr, ntldr. Different types of file are exist in this bootable file. Next we discuss about etc. It contains all configuration files like etc password, user information, preferred domain name server, system32 driver, etc. Next we discuss about user. By default, software are installed in this directory in Unix operating system. Next is opt. So these directories are coming from this main root directory. Okay, it is a optional directory for user, and it contains the third-party software, program files, address, etc. Next, /bin is contains command. It contains command used by all user, binary files. Next is known as sbin. It's contain command used by only super user, that means root user. Okay. Next it is known as dev. Dev is known as device file, like a hardware or USB driver or serial port driver, all other CD-ROM driver. These driver are installed in this dev directory. Next we discuss about /proc. This is mean as the process file. The content are not permanent, they are changing. It also called virtual directory. Its file contain useful information used ways like, okay, so it contains variable data like mails, log files, etc. Mails, log files, etc. Okay. Next we discuss about mnt. This is called mount. It is a default mount point for any partition. It is empty by default. Then we discuss about one directory called media. It contains all of the removable media like a CD-ROM, pen drive, etc. And next is lib. It contains library files which are used by the operating system. Library files in Linux are share object files, and this lib is basically equivalent to .dll file extension in Windows. Okay, so these are the file system, and all these directories are coming from this main directory. Oh, yes, right. Now we discuss about basic commands and their operation. So now we discuss about, student, please listen carefully. Okay, first is cat. Here mention file name. What is the meaning of this statement? To create a file. Okay, this is the first. Cat means create a file. Then cat file name, to display the content of the file. Number 3, cat file name, that means to append the data in the already existing file. Okay. Number 4, these are touch command. Touch. mention here file1, file2, file3. Creating multiple files at the same time using touch command. 5 is ls, that is called directory listing. If you show the directory content, then go to the path using terminal and then please type ls command and it will show the directory content. That side is called directory listing. Number 6, ls-a. It is called list of all files including hidden files starting with this sign. Okay. Next 7, ls color. These are the colored list. Number 8, ls-d. List directories dash with this. Number 9, lsf. Add one character of star hash @ to where entries. lsi next. There are lots of commands are available. Then lsi means list files, inode index number. Then lsl denote list with long format, show permission. Then lsla list long format including hidden files. lslh list long format with readable file size. Next lsls list with long format with file size. Next lsr list in reverse order. Next ls capital R list recursively directory tree. Next lss list file size. list capital S sort by file size. Then lst sort by time and date. Then lx capital X sort by extension name. Then one command mkdir directory name. This is to creating the directory. Okay. Next one is mkdir my dash p. Here directory name, and under this mention file1, and in this file1 we mention sub file1, sub file 2, and here we mention file 2. Okay, subfile, this is file 2, and here also mention subfile 1, subfile 2, and for file 3 also. This statement making multiple directories inside a directory. Okay. Next one is very important, cp file1 directory name. This means copying file into directory. Cp means copy the file into a directory. Next, cp minus rvfp directory name to directory name. This is copying directory from one location to other. Next, mv file to directory name. So mv means moving a directory, moving a files. These are file. So moving a files from one location to other location. That is known as the cut paste operation. So this is mv file to operation. Next, mv directory name to. What is this? Moving moving a directory from one location to other location. Next, mv file1 Linux file, renaming the file, rename again the file. Next, mv directory name Linux directory. This is called renaming a directory. Next, rm file name, or another statement is rm -f file name. And mention the file name without prompting. This is called removing a file. Okay. Next statement or command is rmdir directory name, that is called removing an empty directory. Next, ln is file link. This is called create symbolic link to a file. Okay, there are lots of command are available. Next is cd, is called change to previous directory, and if you mention cd the directory name, then it goes to that directory. Next is man ftp. This is called, with the man command you can retrieve the information in the manual and display it as a text output on your screen. What is the meaning of man? Man means manual. Next command is a very important for Linux, clear. Its work is to clear command, clears the screen and wipes the board clean in a Linux terminal. One text editor is used in a Linux, that is called the Vim editor, VIM. Okay, that is also known as VI editor, and we are also used for leaf pad, known as leaf pad. It's a very important for to write any programming or code in a Linux. Okay, so in the next class we discuss about the searching and the file permission and the process management process in a Linux. Okay.